Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Exploring Operating Systems. Welcome to any new audiences, if I can speak. Welcome to this series. Basically what I do here is I look at the user experience, or UX, user interfaces, the graphical kind of stuff from operating systems. In this case, which I do with quite a lot of episodes, is I do applications, Windows applications that run on top of Windows, which mimic the experience or mimic concepts of user experiences of computer operating systems. Basically, a real computer operating system is basically the software that interlinks between your hardware and the applications you use, such as PowerPoint or your web browser. So this one, basically, this is JRM. Now JRM started out as a quote-unquote PowerPoint OS, which is basically the same as a Visual Studio UX or user interface, in which it is a PowerPoint presentation, but it uses some macros through Microsoft PowerPoint to basically look like and act like a user interface that you use on a computer. Because back in the 2007-2010 Office days, Microsoft actually inserted a version of Visual Studio which enabled concepts like web browsers and interactive notepads, rich text document writing devices to run from the presentation. So quite a lot of people took advantage of this, and in their spare times were a bit imaginative and created these little conceptual interface design concept things. So this is basic JRM, and this is the newest iteration of JRM called ANDER, ANDER. Now, very simple design for the lock screen. This is the lock screen here. You've probably seen the logo on the boot screen when it loaded up from the Windows desktop. You've got the power button down here. I'm not going to click it because it's just a simple power, it just turns off. And it's got a nice little goodbye kind of thing. Got the clock next to it, and yes, it is 11 o'clock at night. Now, when you first start this application, when you first start JRM, after installing it brand new, you'll get a bit of an out-of-box experience where you set up your first user account with it. So I've already created mine, so it's just Ricky, and I've just got a simple numbered password. And this is the desktop. A little bit lighter wallpaper in the background. Very simple in its design. You've got this little top bar in the top corner here. You've got the date, literally it's showing the date, the date stamp of when I recorded this. You've got a search mechanism, assist coming soon, and this little sound test thing, and it actually interacts with your sound. It's not like Presentation OS. If you've seen that video, you'll probably want to go on to the series of this, which is on another channel. As I say hi to any new audiences watching this, or any old audiences, hello and welcome. But yeah, Presentation is a quote-unquote PowerPoint operating system / user interface. But that is that. You've got the clock, you've got the date. Now, you're probably wondering, you can't right click on this, where are my applications? Where are the built-in applications that you get on this? Because These user interfaces built with Visual Studio or PowerPoint, as the case may be, do have their own set of built-in apps. But it's a case of, where do you find them? Is it this burger menu? No, this is the task manager, and I'll show you how that works in just a minute. So what about this side? If that's the task manager, what is this? This is showing the date now. Look what happens when I move away. Are you seeing this right now? Watch this thing up here. Watch the date thing up here. When I look. Do you see this? If I hover over this thumbnail, which is supposed to be my profile picture, it says View Apps. So let's click on View Apps, and what am I given? I'm given this little Windows 10 style start menu kind of thing. So you've got certain mechanisms. You've got power, you've got lock, a settings or gear kind of thing. You've also got the settings app here, and I think that's my profile. That's a settings applet. Yes, it is. So what does lock do again? Oh yeah, it does that. It's locked. Just reinsert my password and I'm back in. Excuse me. Very, very, very simple, very dandy. Now, out of the box, I've only got 4 applications. I've got the weather applet, and this is why I call it an applet, because wait, just now, there we are. Wasn't to show my actual area where I live, but it doesn't. It just shows the weather and everything else. I like to know where this actually comes from. Does it come from Bing or something, this weather system? It's actually quite curious. You can't drag it anywhere yet. It's a bit awkward that way, but it's still fine. You got the weather. I've just showed that. Explorer, which is literally the web browser on this. And this is Explorer. Very minimalistic in design. Everything is literally in the toolbar, in the title bar even. So this is showing the area you can go on, and if I click on this, it brings the enter URL / search, and it's predefined as Google. If I go onto youtube.com and enter, will it send me to YouTube? Yes, it does. Click back on this and search for YouTube through here, and YouTube. Google search, and we are on liftoff. What does this do? Does the exact same thing. Refresh, that pretty much refreshes the page. You can see that going on there. This line here is literally a minimize button. So, but where did it go? Where did this application go? Well, it went in this little task manager area here. So you can just click on that. You can close Explorer, or you can reopen it from here and just close it from here. So I'll show settings later. I'm just going to show you this store application. Store, and this is the store. Now you can also update JRM system, whatever you call this, the JRM user experience, through this applet as well. And balance, you've got no credits, but there's no paid applications here whatsoever. These are all the applications you can install. It's quite interesting how you install these. Now, if you look at this right now, how do you think I would click on one of these to install? And I'm going to use that word briefly, install one of these apps onto my start menu / JRM menu, or J menu, or Onder menu, whatever you want to call that. How do you think I will? Where do you think I should click on each icon, each tile, to start installing? I think I should just click on the free icon. No, it doesn't do anything. This took me 15 minutes to like 25 minutes, half an hour to figure out. But what you do is you actually hover your mouse over the app title, click on it, and this text changes to install Google, or install whatever app you're going to install. Just double click again and it is installed. You know this where it says uninstall here. So if I close this, go back onto this View Apps menu, Google is installed. Now, as I say, I use the term install very loosely, because what happens when I click Google? It opens in Explorer, which is the web browser built onto this. But Google is also my home page, so what else can I do? I'm going to install every application possible just to show what it looks like. This is going to take some time, but not too much time. And yeah, click in it again will uninstall it. So I don't even use Netflix, but hee haw. I prefer I am very conventional with what I do. Yes, I'm 20-year-old, but I still prefer DVDs. Leave me alone. Email install. Yes, please. Yes, please. So that should be everything installed. Go back into the apps menu, and you can see there's a little arrow pointing down because there's more stuff to list. Now, what happens if I put in Skype? Feature coming soon. But yeah, it's quite an interesting little design concept here. Click on the bottom arrow and it shows me all the applications. Presumably there will be more web apps. There's a lot of what these are. They're web apps. They're just links that take you to Explorer. There'll probably be more in upcoming releases. There's actually a new update coming in November if you actually check the website of the developer. I'm going to click on the Twitter applet or web app, because we know that it will send me to Twitter, and we are there. And I'm not logged in. I think it runs through Internet Explorer, and I don't use Internet Explorer, of course. But it's an interesting little feat. If I go back into Explorer, just see how many applications I can actually run. I don't think this thing works on tabs now. You can't drag or drop this because the URL bar takes up most of the top dot kind of thing, and it's not like Macintosh or Mac OS where this top bar changes at all. It's just that's that. If you want to maximize this, you click on this burger menu and you're getting a list of tabs that you can. I think you can add like 5 tabs. We'll find this out just now with all of us together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how far we can go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 7. And you can select close all tabs or use full screen. And this is bumped up to full screen. Exit full screen, and there you go. And you can also close all these tabs as well. Now, settings and Explorer. I don't think the tabs in Explorer do anything much. Nope. Your tabs are basically listed through here. So I'm just going to close all this, close that, and just for the sake of it, I'm just going to close Explorer from the task manager. Close, please. Can you work? There we go. Takes its time, but it does work. I'm going to go into settings, as a matter of fact, seeing I've just closed it. Now it's quite minimal in what you can do, but there's also the same option to update. Explorer settings, you can just change the home page where it goes to. Just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to set it to Bing. There's no save button here, so it must save automatically. It says default browser Explorer, but there's only one browser in the first place, so don't know why that exists. So it boots up with Bing. Congratulations, it works. Go away, thank you. Go back into settings. Email settings. Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, Mail, and other. Look what this does. Open email. it sends you straight back to Explorer and you just log in through that. So what's the what's the point in that? But I'm not knocking it, don't worry. Now, this is the change wallpaper and colour kind of thing, and this is where I start to compare this to Windows 8 in terms of design. A lot of these projects, these Visual Studio and PowerPoint projects, basically they based of their stuff on real operating systems such as Mac OS and Windows, especially Windows 8 when that came out, with the Metro start screen, the Metro interface as start screen or modern UI. And they always say that imitation is the best form of flattery, and this is very well done, I've got to say. It's very Windows 10 like. I think that's where the guy was going with this when he made this, the guy who owns JRM Technologies. You can also use your own wallpaper as well. Now there's 5 defaults, and these colours are actually the theme colour. You can actually change. You can notice how some of the objects are changing as I'm pressing the colours. I kind of wish there was more than just 5 wallpapers, but you know, you can use your own, and I've got quite a vast aura of stuff already. But even like at least an extra couple more defaults would have done, because it's very minimal. So you can actually change. This is your profile picture down here, this little thumbnail thing down here where the view apps thing is, and this is your desktop wallpaper. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this to, what am I going to change this to? I'll change it to make that the profile picture. You can see it's changed. You can actually go into these settings here. That's my profile. You can crop it for some reason. That's quite interesting. And there you go. You can actually resize that. Very interesting, and you can actually change your password from there as well. Another thing you can do is you can actually select your wallpaper, like so. It's already selected, so I'm just going to change it, and quite interesting, quite a vast, interesting little scheme of wallpapers you can choose from. And that is that. It's quite a nice wallpaper, quite a nice set of trees. I think this, I could be wrong, but I think that's actually a Windows 10 kind of wallpaper. But yeah, that is JRM Technologies Under. As I said, there's an update coming up soon, and just for the sake of plugging, I'm going to plug the developer of this, JRM. Can I go up here? I'm going to plug the guy's work through his work, if you know what I mean. Technologies.com. Should work. I hope it works. No, it's not doing it now. That's helpful. Thanks, sir. What are you doing? Right. JRM Technologies.com. What are you doing? Are you... There we go. This is the website for JRM. The same logo you saw at the start. But yeah, you've got this new release coming in November called Twycross, which is probably the update, which includes the search functions. Notice if you go into the apps menu or start menu, whatever you call it, if I start searching for fish flag, this feature's coming soon. That's probably what it's talking about. It's probably going to come in this new update called Twycross. Onder, which is the current version we are looking at. You can actually download that. It's completely free, and it's quite an interesting piece of software. You can probably give it, if you want, if your nanny wants to use your computer, you can just set this up. It's very easy to use, only to a certain extent. This is where my critic head comes in. I try not to be too harsh with my criticism. Try being the word, but sometimes when I want to tell the truth, I tell the truth. Now, as a new person using this, I'm familiar with various different operating systems already. I'm very intuitive that way. I loved Windows 8 when it came out. I loved the Metro UI. I loved, when you moved your mouse down you bring up this little challenge bar kind of thing. So I'm kind of intuitive that way. I learn quite quickly when it comes to stuff like this. It's stuff I'm interested in, so I learn quicker. But the funny thing is, I also the thing down here, like how it's got the date, and then you hover over it and it says View Apps. Notice how it changes. You can watch the date up here. Watch how it shows up, and then it goes back down here. Looking at that initially when I first started this, and it was, I think it's been like 2 years since I used the last version of JRM anyway, so I did blank out on it. When I look at this, I think about when I'm going to a website where I log into, like say for example Outlook.com for emails, or Google, or I have a Google Chromebook, and yeah, I use my Chromebook quite often, and this kind of reminds me of when you're shutting down the system, you've got this the menu for your web apps and apps in this corner, and in this corner you've got this kind of concept thing. You've got your profile picture, you've got the date, and then click on that and it shows this little menu similar to this corner. So you've got the options to power off, you've got gear to shut down kind of thing. But when I look at this, I do initially go, where are the applications? Now, unless I'm already shown how to use this, I don't know this is the start menu or the apps list. This seems kind of weird to me. It's an original design concept, but you always have to think about a form over a functionality over form kind of thing. Is it functional? But these applications, anyways, these applications that mimic desktop operating systems or desktop user experiences, they're more there for, like, not, I wouldn't call them gimmicks, but I would call them more like what's the word? Not gimmicks. Basically, like stuff you use, like not even cosmetic stuff. I can't remember what I'm blanking on the word, but anyone could probably think about it in the comments. Utility software, or the kind of software you would use like just for the thrill of it, or of course I'm blanking on the word, but something you use in your free time. You want to use something different, you would open JRM, you would find some other developer who develops these kind of on top Windows user experience desktops kind of thing. Very much cosmetic, or pretty much what's the word? I'll use the term recreational software. Basically, that's what it is in my opinion. It's recreational software. And yeah, you did just hear a jump cut. I did actually Google it, a word to use, so I'm just going to call it recreational software. Basically, when you use stuff for the fun of it, not sometimes for the functionality. Sometimes you want to use something different. You want to be different. You want to just be weird. Like myself, people who use this kind of stuff, we're all dorks, but it's not a bad thing to be a dork. We just like this kind of stuff. But other than that, with all the just a little thing I've got for this thing in the corner here, I would have initially thought this was the apps menu here, because that's normally what you think when you think of a burger menu. But a burger menu represents a list, so it's a task list. This is the apps list. So maybe make it a little bit noticeable what everything is. I don't know, maybe like turn this into an actual taskbar kind of thing, or just put a bar at the bottom and then put this at the very end, and that is actually where the task view goes, and then have some kind of like button at the bottom, maybe have the JRM logo at the bottom and have that as a little start menu kind of thing. It could work. Maybe the guy who developed JRM didn't really like the conventional design, so he made it original. So it is original. It is nice. It's nice that way. He used quite a lot of elements from Windows, the sharp rounded edges and the Seagull UI font. Very, very modern in its design. But yeah, nothing too bad. Nothing too bad to say. But I'll probably make a. I don't always make episodes of like minor updates to these kind of projects, but if I think the new, I can't remember what the new update was called. We just showed it a few seconds ago. I've forgotten what it's called. I think it's some weird name. But when that update comes out, I might, if I discover any new features, like maybe new apps in the apps menu, maybe, just maybe, I might show it in another episode of Exploring Operating Systems. As I say, if you're new to this series, be very thankful if you like this, if you enjoy this, or dislike it if you don't like it. Comment down below what you like, and also comment below if you recommend me doing another project. I do this series, we basically just tackle anything that is a user interface for any kind of operating system, any kind of mock-up operating system, like a PowerPoint presentation kind of thing, or something like JRM. Like I've done a episode on Xyon before, so you can actually view this on the playlist, Xyon OS, which is similar in concept to this. It's basically a Visual Studio, Visual Basic user experience. And yeah, that is all for today. Now, if you do enjoy this, please subscribe to this channel, and yeah, so I might make a new episode every week, every fortnight, but I am going to try and keep a consistent format when I make these videos. But as I say, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, and until next time, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye. And I'm just going to shut this down. Click. I'll use the term. Hang on, sorry.